Hello explorers, thanks for joining us again and welcome back to another exciting and informative video on our YouTube channel. If you are joining us for the first time, I want to thank you for watching. In this episode, we shall be looking at the Free State of the Congo, a hidden history of genocide in the continent of Africa. We shall explore this like never before seen, look into historical information, dive into specifics, illustrate to you as to the reason why the state of Belgium committed an incredible atrocity in the country of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, formerly the Congo. We shall dive into some very analytical information here. I will encourage you to watch this video to the end for clarity and better understanding. So without any more delay, let's just dive straight into it. The Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885 recognized the sovereignty of King Leopold II of Belgium over the Free State of the Congo. The king governed the territory until 1908, when it passed into the hands of the Belgian state. If you look at different aspects as to regards to the Congo, the Congolese genocide has been overlooked with regards to historical information. The Congolese genocide is one of the biggest mass murder in modern history, counting 8 to 10 million murdered victims and millions of others severely injured. Many documentaries, movies, books, TV series and articles present with great frequency certain human atrocities such as the Holocaust, making them globally well known. The European Holocaust was without hesitation one of the most harrowing crimes in modern history, and the reason why people are so aware of it is more than clear. However, there is still very little popular interest in genocides against non-Europeans and non-American people. Countries that suffer such crimes have no power or monetary value like the Western nations wants to be heard through the audiovisual, media and other means of communication to tell their stories. The Congolese genocide is one of the most overlooked crimes against African people by a European country. Although researchers and historians, enthusiasts have begun to address these subjects, many facts still remain hidden with regards to the heinous crime that happened in the country of the Congo then. Before the Belgian colonized and the Congolese genocide in the 19th century, Congo was once a large area with the second largest rainforest in the world. Its inhabitants had lived there for hundreds of years as they migrated from Nigeria in the 7th to the 8th century CE. Most built households around the forest. The governance was centralized and the country became known as the Congo Kingdom. Most of the inhabitants were fishers, traders and farmers. Poets and artists were highly regarded as well as the chiefs. The early Congo Kingdom expanded territory through alliances, marriages and partnership. If you look at King Leopold's activities in the country of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, previously the Congo, Leopold II ruled the Congo as his personal dominion from 1885 to 1905. During this period, the country was forced to endure the systematic exploitation of its natural resources, especially ivory and rubber. Though the territory was governed from Brussels, the administrative capital was the port of Boma, from where the massive export of raw materials were shipped. Boma was the residence of the Governor General of the Congo, who was the direct representative of the king. In fact, Leopold II never once set foot in Africa. The state was divided into 14 districts, which were administered by commissioners who reported to the Governor General and were appointed directly by the king. Those functionaries sometimes acted as colonial administrators and trading agents, though their main function was to secure the largest possible amount of ivory and rubber in the shortest possible time. The colonial administrators wielded control over the native population by imposing a regime of terror, and there were frequently mass killing and mutilations. Violence and terrorism were the means adopted to impose the will of the Belgian king and trading agents over the African people. It takes us over 2 to 3 weeks to prepare such videos, considering our research. We will encourage you to share the video with your different network and also give us a like so lots of people around the continent, around the world. Now let's dive back into the video. Most recently, a historical figure of the country of the Congo, Patrice Lumumba's gold tooth, was finally being returned to his family after 60 years. Collected as a trophy by Belgian soldiers who oversaw or were part to the dissolution of the African leader's body in acid following his removal from office in a coup. The macabre artifact was finally returned to his family, not with a formal apology, but only with an acknowledgement that a great harm had been done. In the weeks prior to that, the Belgian king had participated in a tour of the Democratic Republic of the Congo that merely acknowledges the great harm that had been done to ordinary people during the colonial era in that country, but stopped short of fearing an apology. It's taken more than 6 decades, but finally there is growing acknowledgement by those who hold powers in Europe of at least some of the barbarous acts committed against Africans in the name of imperial European powers. There is certainly a crucial conversation to be had about the reason why Belgium saw fit to retain Lumumba's tooth for so long. What moral justification could there be for not only the cruelty that preceded the act but itself? What rationale can be offered to our waiting for more than 60 years to reunite a family with the remains of a loved one? What could possibly be the political significance of not only keeping the tooth but doing so with the public fully acknowledged? The only reason that can be offered for keeping a man's tooth for 60 years knowing that it was obtained through torture and murder is that the cruelty is the point. Colonization was, after all, a projection of power through cruelty, rationalized by pseudo and intellectual argument about racial superiority and differences. The fate of Lumumba's tooth shows that the point of European imperialism was not just economic or social, but to offer an outlet for unchecked cruelty that was increasingly strained by political changes in Europe. Arguably, the ability to project cruelty elsewhere made it possible to contemplate and pursue a different way of organized political life in Europe after all several centuries of intense conflict. Leopold II was forced to hire European mercenaries to defend his interests. These were organized into the private army known as the Force Publique, which numbered up to over 19,000 based on historical information. All the officers were white, while all the rank and file soldiers were black men who had been pressed gangs into services and forced to serve in the Force Publique for humanitarian and also minimum wages based on historical information, and to serve there for over 7 years. Recruits were sometimes bought from tribal leaders, though often they were kidnapped and forced to perform their duties. Force Publique acted simultaneously as an army of occupation and as a police force which served the interests of the trading companies. The Force Publique had to deal with several rebellions which were put down with horrifying savagery. In practice, the Free State of the Congo was an enormous concentration camp based on historical information. During the 1890s, and thanks to the widespread use of slaves at that particular time, a more reliable transport network was built up, thus making it possible to export even more of the Congo's natural resources. The construction of those infrastructures, all created exclusive for personal interest, resulted in the deaths of many workers of all ages in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, known as Congo at the time. Their work days were long and hard and required an enormous amount of physical effort. Their working conditions were long and hard and required an enormous amount of physical effort. According to historical documentation, between 5 and 10 million people died as a result of the colonial exploitation under the rule and administration of King Leopold and his functionaries. The first person's testimony that have survived to the present day, and particularly those in Protestant missionaries, writers and diplomats sent to serve in the Congo, described and denounced the horror of everyday life in the country. Important sources of information include the stories and data provided by American missionaries G.W. Williams and by writers Mark Twain, The Kingdom, based on the book King Leopold Soluquinque, and Joseph Conrad, as well as others such as the missionary William Shepherd, the British diplomatic casement, and the journalist Edmond Don Morel. All of those men produced testimonies that were accurately and crucially important to unmasking the truth about one of the darkest episodes of the 19th century. These critical voices, who revealed the atrocities being afflicted on the Congolese people, were published in international press, leading to the widespread public outcry and a call for respect for human rights. In the 1905, after several months of investigation, a commission published a report that corroborates the abuse that had been denounced and forced to the people of the Congo. Leopold II could do nothing to prevent international public opinion, even in his home country of Belgium, from expressing his clear opposition to the continuation of the rule in the African country. Following a series of diplomatic maneuvers and also driven by pressure from public opinion, the Belgian king finally renounced his rule over the Free State of the Congo, which subsequently became a colony of Belgium and was duly renamed the Belgian Congo. The people of the Congo, now today the Democratic Republic of the Congo, went through a terrible period with regards to their colonial masters, whom the country of Belgium committed incredible atrocities in that country. If you look at those different interactions with regards to Belgian colonialism in the continent of Africa, specifically to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, today and then the Congo state, the people of the Congo went through incredible atrocity period and suffered in the hands of the state of Belgium. Hopefully, the people of the Congo could come to terms with their interaction and the political and diplomatic arrangement to looking on how this relationship can move forward. Despite all the efforts made, the people of the today Democratic Republic of the Congo will never forget the atrocities committed by King Leopold II and the state of Belgium to the good people of the Congo. We want to thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel, we encourage you to subscribe, watch some of our informative video on this YouTube channel. We are looking forward to meeting you soon in our next episode. Have a good day. Bye bye.